The streets are getting dirtier day by day.
Oh, I know. Let's approach the Diet to find ways to solve this problem.
What's the use, dum-dum? The Diet has limited powers. Only the ministers who are directly under the emperor have a say.
Lately, our politicians have been rumoured to have taken bribes and been corrupted. I wonder if it's really true.
I guess some are really corrupted, while others aren't. Ever since Zaibatsu's wealthy companies sponsored the political campaigns, these rumors of corruption due to bribery between the companies and politicians have been flying around.
I don't think I want to support the Diet anymore. If the Diet group is going to be made up of corrupted people, it will not help the people of Nippon at all. With the accusation of each other and fist fights during meeting, all they do is decrease the number of supporters.
You're right. Welcome to 1920s Japan, before it became fascist Japan. Let me show you how life was like before fascist Japan, where you can see the process of how the democratic government in Japan failed. Come, let's take a walk around.
Now we have less than 1¼ acres of land. The government is not helping, and I hear they're going to raise the prices of the land rental again.
What? This is the third time they're doing it this month. This cannot do. Let's go on a riot. How much can we earn from this? Families are suffering.
Hey, watch where you're going.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's already hard enough working in crowded, unhygienic rooms provided by companies. I haven't been home since the last 48 hours and now counting people to come and make my day worse.
Hey, why are you so unhappy? Aren't you leading a successful business?
They won't be for long.
Why? I thought business was prospering and cheap electronic goods are being sold all around the world. Isn't that a good profit for you?
Look at the way the taxes are soaring and the declining amount of raw materials. How long do you think I can stay in this business suit?
Look,
Excuse me, may I know how much is this per liter?
this silk, 3K.
So expensive? I'd rather buy from my own country.
How can the farmers survive if this continues? Especially when silk is their main source of income. The Great Depression is so depressing. Silk prices actually fell by 80%. Not only were businesses affected, the Japanese had less money to buy other goods. Fewer workers were needed in factories as lower prices meant fewer goods produced, and the unemployment rate increased as well. The most tragic thing is that many businessmen who owned silk factories went bankrupt.
Now, 2/3 of the Japanese who happens to be from the rural areas are starting to believe in national reconstruction, military strength, and respect for authority.
I see.
Hey, I'm back!
Oh, where have you been?
I was just touring around the 1919 to 1939 times of Japan.
Is that so? Then please show us how it is like.
Definitely. And now, welcome to 1919, all the way to 1939 of Japan, and see what led to the rise of fascism in Japan.
Alright, we will have these few tiny islands rich in guano under our control. This way, our business in the Asia-Pacific region would prosper.
Of course!
I'm afraid our similar interests with the Americans will cause conflict in the long run.
Conflict over who will control the Asia-Pacific region? I totally agree.
Requesting that the League of Nations will recognize that all races are equal.
No! Never! We can't let that happen! This can't be, we are not agreeing.
We won't let that happen.
Never! We can't do it!
No, we won't let that happen.
This can't be, we are not agreeing. We won't agree.
The Naval Conference aimed to reduce the naval forces of the major naval powers.
Me too. This is simply too unfair.
You people are not allowed to enter USA because you are Asian immigrants. 什么？哪有这件事？
But why?
Well, it is part of the country's isolationist and protectionist program. Only Filipino immigrants are able to enter the country.
Excuse me, but may I ask, is it also because your country is afraid that Asians will take jobs away?
Well, that's definitely part of it. Caucasians and some states are even segregating the Asians who are living in America.
But before the law was made, many people from my country migrated overseas. I'm sure many are unhappy at this rule now. To us, it is as though the Americans consider us Japanese to be inferior to them. I'll never support democracy. I want Japan's empire to expand.
I cannot believe we are reminded of nationalism, loyalty to the emperor, self-sacrifice and obedience in school again.
Have you ever considered that it was the Showa restoration that helped our country in response to the Great Depression and foreign opposition to our country's growing empire?
Oh, but our virtues are so much better compared to the Western values of being selfish, greedy, and individualistic.
You have a point there. We have to be loyal to our emperor and nation to restore the emperor and expel the barbarian.
I've been looking for you, Kazuno. Would you like to join me in the Black Dragon Society? Since the democratic leaders aren't doing much for our great Nippon, we'll do the matters ourselves.
I agree with you about the democratic leaders not doing anything. But isn't the Black Dragon Society in cahoots with the army and navy? They are the ones trying to take over the leaders, using violence. That's bad.
I know, but it will help our great Nippon to grow and be even more superior to the outside world. We will be able to conquer other countries with our strong armies instead of getting run over by foreigners. The current leaders are able to do this, so we have no choice but to be part of patriotic societies.
Aki, not everyone thinks that way.
Never mind, I know many others will be willing to join. Bye!
This is getting out of hand. It seems as though the army and navy are ruling the country instead of the government.
Quieten down. Don't get yourself in trouble. I know what you mean. Even though many others supported them after gaining military success, the intention was to gain more territories from Manchuria and China.
Now, leaders who did not support the military's ambitions might be assassinated. Is there even justice?
Aki, do you hear? Army officers assassinated the Prime Minister Ki Inukai.
I know! He was the one who criticized the actions of our army in Manchuria. I bet the ministers who are going to take over him will be pressurized to support the Kuomintang army's actions in Manchuria. In fact, they might already be supporters of the army.
This is bad. The army is taking over Nippon.
And violence will be one of the most used policies. Our days are going to get worse.
The bridges all crumbled, the water's so deep.